What is going on, trainers? Sticks10 here, and today we're going to take a look at the Prismatic Cup for Pokemon Go for Silph Arena here. You can see there are a ton of Pokemon here that they whitelisted all by color. What I'm going to do in this video is break down some of the top mons for each color, kind of give you a general idea, and then give you a little bit of team building advice. Now, I'm going to start actually with yellow and white. I feel like there are two mons that really stand out here. The first is Dugong, and then you also have Hypno. We've got Ninetales, we've got Icy Castform, Zangoose, and Frostlass, or some other ones. There are definitely more than this in this one, but I feel like those top two there, you can see Hypno here is going to put in some work. I think Thunder Punch, Shadow Ball, you could also do Thunder Punch, and then another one of the other elemental punches in there as well if you wanted to. You can see the Sea King with Icy Wind. Hypno is just so bulky. I think it is going to be one of the top picks. Dugong as well, very bulky. Does need double legacy moves on it, so can be kind of expensive. Here you can see playing the mirror here, just Shadow Ball in here, and I think that's what you're going to see. A lot of people running is the Thunder Punch Shadow Ball, but I think you can definitely run other things as well with it. Hopefully that gives you a good idea. You want to say Dugong basically, yeah, Hypno, and then we've got I think Ninetales will be one that you see a lot of, but I think you're going to see a lot more Dugong, Hypno for the yellow-white pick here. Hopefully that makes a lot of sense for y'all. And next we've got red, which has a lot of your fire types. You've got Talonflame, Charizard, Blaziken, Sunny Castform. Here you go, Talonflame, just doing what Talonflame does with Incinerate. Community Day move really helped it out quite a bit. But you do have quite a few other things besides fire types in red that you may want to look at. I was playing against Peace Love Hugs the other day from Texas, and he was actually running Seeking, and he's like, basically it is similar tech to Dugong. So if you're going to select Hypno and you want something that is like Dugong, since they both take up the same slot, he thought that Seeking is a good option here. It is going to give you some good things against your grass types. Obviously, it's going to be triple legacy, so you could also run Waterfall depending on your team comp, but a lot of people are running triple legacy there on their Sea King, and so that's definitely something to look at. And then we also have Electrode in that set as well for red, and a lot of fire types. I think you're going to see some variety in there, but I think these are the top 6 you're probably likely to see for this set. Going to the next one, we've got green black. We've got Snorlax, Munchlax, Chestnut, Flygon, and then we've got Alolan Muck, Ivysaur, and Whimsicott. So I want to cover a couple of these from our battles last night. Definitely some good tech in here. Flygon, obviously going to do a lot of damage. This one has the community move. I don't know if it's necessary. Earthquake might do a little bit more. It would have KO'd there, whereas now I'm left a little vulnerable. If he had a little bit more energy, Hydro Pump would have done a lot of damage right there. So something to keep in mind, you don't necessarily need legacy move on that one, community move of Earth Power. Earth Power does have the chance to drop their attack though, so that is something to keep in mind. And then next up, we're going to look at Whimsicott. Whimsicott does what Charmers do. You know, it's going to sit there and just dish out a ton of damage. You see here, Hypno versus Whimsicott. We are going to that Shadow Ball. We're going to throw the Shadow Ball, and we got a shield, which is fine. And then at this point, I think I can Thunder Punch probably, and that's going to do quite a bit to this Whimsicott. Let's see. Actually shields again, but you can see, look how much damage it did to that Hypno. Hypno's bulky. So, and then it's able to throw into our next Pokemon. So definitely, it is going to struggle against some of the fire types and stuff like that, but it is going to do well against any of your dragons, your fighters, those kind of things that you're looking at in the Prismatic Cup. And then, so there you go. I think a Lowland Muck has some play here, especially with, since we're going to see a lot of Hypnos. And then here's Ivysaur. Just want to show you this example. Ivysaur is ranked a little lower, but it acts a lot like Venusaur here. You do have to watch out, obviously, for Hypno, and you can farm down some of those water types, because water types are going to be there, guys. So definitely, you can see here, we're going to throw a Sludge Bomb and see how much it does to this Dragonite. So there's the Sludge Bomb, and let's see, is it going to be enough to KO? It's almost a full health Dragonite, so I don't think it will be. Yeah, so it's not able to quite take out that Dragonite, but you can see very, very close, and actually gets taken out with Dragon Claw. So close, yet so far. And if you haven't picked a fighter yet, I definitely think Chestnut is a good option. You've also got Munchlax, Snorlax. Those two act very similarly. Next up, we've got the brown-pink group here. And we've got, you know, Shiftry is a good option, especially if Hypno's going to be there. We've got Dragonite, which I want to show here. Dragonite, obviously, going to resist a lot of the elemental moves. So your water, fire, grass, and electric, all going to resist. And then it's going to dish out a lot of power there with that Dragon Breath. I think Hitmontop has some play here. Definitely can nuke. I was using Piloswine, definitely a lower ranked Pokemon, but if dragons are going to be in the meta, it may be an option to have a ice type move if you haven't picked one up already in one of your other groups. Definitely Ice Ground, and then you can see Escavalier comes back in, and we're going to throw this Avalanche, and it would be resisted, but he's shielded because obviously it could have been a Bulldoze, which would have done a ton to Escavalier. So definitely a good group there. Cheerum is one I was running as well. Once again, lower ranked, but I do like that it has the Weather Ball, and so against opposing grass types or pure ice types, it at least has some tech that it can get out of battle, hopefully with either getting their shields or doing a lot of damage to him. You can see does a lot of damage there to Whimsicott. And then we have Knocked Out as well. If you haven't picked up some kind of flyer, it is an option. I think Dragonite, Hitmontop, Shiftry are probably going to be your top ones in that group. And then next up is your purple gray. You've got a lot of tanks, and you've got some ghost types here. Ferrothorn, Probopass, Excadrill. It's going to be some that you're going to look at. Here we're going to throw a Weather Ball into this Escavalier. Obviously that would be super effective damage, but you can see here, Protect Shields are down, Aerial Ace to take out our Cheerum, and then we actually, you could see how much Incinerate did to that thing, but Hypno comes in, and then I think this is going to be a Mega Horn, so that is going to do a ton of damage to our Hypno. Yeah, there it goes, and he actually switches out, and we lose that battle. But yeah, and then we've got Machoke, Mantine, we've got Haunter, Gengar, and then Escavalier. So a lot of great options in this set. A Mantine, I think, might struggle in this meta, but I put it in there. Just, you guys might already have one built, but obviously going to be really weak to electric types, and there are quite a few available in this meta. So definitely something to consider, but maybe leave it on the bench for this one. And as a bonus here, I did include Golbat. It's going to have the same issues, especially with Hypno being very prominent. But it does have Shadow Ball to counteract that, but shields need to be down, or you need to bait some moves. But it is going to take a lot of damage. And then last but not least is Blue. It has so many options, guys. We got Lantern, Lucario, we've got Castform, Empoleon. Here you go. We've got Talonflame here against this Lantern, and it's just going to get annihilated. Lantern can run either Water Gun or Spark, just kind of depends on what you need for your team. So definitely look at your team comps and decide whether you want Water Gun or Spark. Both are viable. And then we also have our two Mud Boys, Quagsire and Marshtomp. Marshtomp, the little brother of Swampert. Swampert is banned in this meta, so... And then here we go. We've got Lucario here. Lucario is going to do best when it's got a shield and shields are down. So definitely you want to pair it with something that's going to be very spammy and do some damage really fast to get rid of those shields. Because you can see here, we're going to get to this Shadow Ball, and that should drop this Hypno if shields were down, but shields are not. So we are going to end up losing that matchup. So, and then we've got Gyarados there, and then we've got our two Ice Boys, Celio and Alolan Sandslash. Both could be options if you do not pick Dugong as well. So here we go. Marshtomp. I wanted to show this off. I have not used Marshtomp since Boulder Cup. And so you can see it is going to do some damage here. Surf, Mud Bomb are going to be your best bet. And so there you go. You can see we did quite a bit, but not quite enough to take out that Dragonite because it is resisted. And here we're going to let this come through. Let's see what it is. If it is a Thunder Punch, and it is in fact a Thunder Punch, and so we are going to be able to... It's just very spammy, guys, with Surf and Mud Bomb. You're going to be getting to those very, very quickly with Mud Shot, and so you're going to be able to just spam away. You can see one more and we get to that. So yeah, definitely just some ideas for some of your team comps, give you a good overview of some of these groups. Hopefully that helps you make some decisions. I will say, build some teams, check out PV Poke. Special thanks to Pogo, or Peace Love Hugs. I want to appreciate him doing a whole bunch of battles with me last night to kind of go through all of this, and hopefully that helps you guys a little bit on your journey in Prismatic Cup. We will be covering it some more in the coming weeks, so definitely stay tuned for that. If you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe. I want to thank my Patreon supporters as always. Do appreciate the help for the channel and the support. And as always, guys, keep on battling.